Alright, let's talk about Apple Crumb by Alexandria Fragrances. Now, this is an extrait de parfum. I have the 60ml bottle right here, and let's not waste any time. Of course, you guys know Alexandria Fragrances never skimp out. Let's look at the atomizer. Obviously, you got pressurized atomizer on all the new bottles with Alexandria Fragrances. Now, I bought this fragrance with my own money, as I mentioned. I paid $78 for it. They were running a Black Friday deal where I believe you could have gotten it for $48, but I bought this before the deal started, so I got it for $78. Now, in terms of the scent profile, this is a clone of Ocean by Parfums de Marly. And it's quite close. I would give it about an 80%, 85% closeness. It gets much closer in the dry down. Initial impressions with this is that it's a much denser take. I'm assuming because it is an extrait de parfum, it is much more intense. It does smell like Parfums de Marly Ocean, and I was thrown off by it at first because I thought it didn't smell the same, but it's not really that it doesn't smell the same. It's more so it's a little bit less dense on the cinnamon, while also being much more intense in general. So it's very heavy on the honey and vanilla. There is still a little bit of cinnamon there, but it's not as much as Ocean, where it gets a little bit spicy, but with a nice, sweet, fresh spice. This one still has that present, but it's very low. This one has, again, much more emphasis on this heavy, intense, syrupy, honey, vanilla, musky scent profile that's very beautiful, and it smells great. It is very unique. It smells niche, very gourmand. You have to be into your gourmands to like something like this, such as Azar Most Wanted Parfum, Latafa Khamra Kahwa, Fergamo Uomo. Those types of fragrances to like something like this. It is very sweet and very dense. It's much more dense than all of those fragrances. This one has a very strong amount of heft to it. That is very nice. It's very appealing if you like your sweet scents. But overall, if you look at the scent trail that this leaves, it's very strong. You can see the shimmer. Very good quality oils, very high quality ingredients. It's a very good fragrance overall. And I bought this because out of all the Parfums de Marly fragrances, Ocean definitely stood out to me. And I was thinking about spending $250 for the full bottle, but as soon as I saw Alexandria Fragrances makes a version, I was like, you know what? I might as well buy from them. And to be honest, I'm not disappointed at all. In the dry down, they're about 90 to 95% the same. In the opening, I would say they're about 80% the same. So still very close. It still smells good. It's just a much more intense version of Ocean. So imagine just Ocean, but much more dense, very heavy scent profile. Whereas Ocean to me is a little bit more airy and fresh while still having this light amount of density. This one is much more dense. It's very heavy feeling. When you spray this, you'll smell it. It has this very strong heft to it. This is so heavy that it feels like you wouldn't be able to spray it more than, I would say, 3 to 5 times. Otherwise, you would choke out everybody and yourself. That's how heavy the fragrance is. I can't spray this on myself more than 3 or 4 times without it feeling like it's too much. So it's a fragrance that you want to spray maximum like 3 to 5 times. Tops. It's very heavy. You'll choke yourself out if you spray more than this because it is much more dense than something like Ocean. But it smells similar and it smells good. So if you like Ocean, you're going to love this. Very close. Just basically Ocean with a little bit less cinnamon, a little bit more emphasis on that dense, syrupy honey and vanilla. Overall, Alexandria Fragrances Apple Crumb, very solid fragrance overall.